I hope you're ready to bone down with Stasis Bone Totem. We're trying that out for an hour as it loads. So, Stasis Bone Totem. It's a point-and-click horror adventure. I've played a little bit of this developer's previous two games. There was the original Stasis, and I believe the other one was called Beautiful Desolation. They seem to be in the same genre. This was their newest one, and from what I heard, it seemed like this was the most well-received one. People had good things to say about it. So, we're going to be trying out for an hour. Let's start a new game. It is so much darker when a light goes out than if it had never shone. John Steinbeck. You know it's good when it starts with a quote.
Kilo 12, calling on VH channel 16. Over.
Nothing on the AIS.
Nothing.
Keep trying.
Repeat. Stationary vessel in position. 23 degrees, 10 decimal, 45 minutes south. 71 degrees, 18 decimal.
Radar says no. It's definitely stationary.
Oil rig. This is salvage barge Kilo Delta Kilo 12 calling on VH channel 16. Do you require assistance? Over.
C-15! Shit! It's a Cade Corp rig!
Still no response. No comms, no power.
Maybe they bugged out! Just left instead of dismantling her proper!
Only one way to find out. We see a docking port up ahead. Hold on tight.
Here we go. Please let everything be all right. Please let everything be all right.
Chapter 1. Alright, we got two characters with, like, circuits on their faces. Fury on the waves. And we found the oil rig that does not answer our hail. What mysterious, horrific events might have taken place here on the open water?
Okay, we're tied off. Rain may be letting up too.
Ha! And the foxhounds are live and sniffing.
Foxhound mapping network connected.
We really think these mapping drones are worth it?
We have to map the whole thing. With the salvage reports, there's no way we do that without drones. And we're borrowing them, Mac, not buying them.
Borrowing has a price too.
Look at it, Mac. If it's empty, this changes everything for us.
Not everything. Sorry. You're right. I'm gonna head into the rig.
Hey, let's sync the QSDs.
Quantum storage device. Shared storage is now current.
Here's active.
Yeah, I still can't find the spare device though.
Oh, it's on Moses. I needed its battery.
Great. QSD on a toy bear. It'll be passing as seashells and barnacles.
He's more than a toy.
Don't insult the toy bear. Okay, so use an item, select inventory, hit clicking on interactive location of puzzle screen. Use item top of puzzle screen. Ping the highlight locations and environment. Blue means interactive, green means description. Share an item by selecting, clicking on portrait. Grab an item by hovering over portrait, choosing the item. Open the PDA to view archive conversation, select selectables. Place items in special inventory slots, manipulate them. Mac can break, bend and crush an item. Charlie can repair a combined item. Switch characters by selecting their portrait. Look at bed. Alright, so I guess we get the text. Nothing else by clicking on it, I guess. Super toy.
We should really get rid of these.
Alright.
But
yet. So the blue ones get some voice. The green ones, I guess, do not. Unopened letters. Look at these unopened letters.
how are we going to... It's just... never ending.
So many bills. We owe so much money. We can only hope that we can rob this oil rig to pay this off.
Oh. I keep waiting. But... fool's errand.
And even back in
Hurts any less.
Even back in the happy days, he still had that tattoo on his forehead. You figure a tattoo like that is what he gets after the depression sets in. No, he had it back then, too. We can ping. Alright, so that's the ping. Open log. Here's duct tape. Move it around in the inventory. Use strength. Read our logs. I don't need to go back to the main menu at the moment.
Nothing. 1 in a million picking up that ping. Of all the headings you could have set.
Yeah.
Is he saying that in a good or a bad way? I mean, it could be good. Like, no one else has found this place.
Fuse housing is totally rusted. Gotta fix it at some point. You know, with all the free time that I've got.
Well, I guess we do not have the parts to fix this. Unless duct tape. I mean, duct tape will probably come into play. Maybe not quite yet.
Okay, let's see.
Blue sky systems posted. Active. All systems nominal.
Radio check, video check, vitals check.
I hear you. You seeing what I'm seeing?
Mm-hmm. Plug suits live. Signal is good. This rig is massive.
It doesn't look scuttled either. There's way too much equipment left behind.
Well, I'm sure everyone just had to leave real quickly because they were throwing a surprise birthday party.
That is a long way down.
17.5 meters.
I could make it across that beam.
Nuh-uh, no way. It's too dangerous. I'll find another way across.
And everyone just decided that they were going to go out to a fancy restaurant back on the mainland. They'll be back any time now. They got real drunk, and they're late. That's probably what happened. Looks like another lab is being set up on the Mule. His name is Kurt Dog. Does he like to be called Kurt Dog? Or do people just call him that despite his wishes? Yesterday's cargo resupply had at least a dozen stasis pods. This morning, I processed a sizable neural cortex vat suspended in jelly. Not gonna lie, it made me hungry. I forwarded the security protocols to Follis. Unfortunately, the asshole still has me by the balls, and he knows it. Wait, these arrows? Okay, yeah, just the arrows go to the next one. I thought it was just in my head, but the more I listened, the more convinced I became that it was real. I asked everyone around me if they could hear it too, but they all just looked at me like I was crazy. I couldn't shake the feeling that the music was there, though. It was so faint and ethereal, like it was coming from another world. I never had an experience like this before, and it's really unsettling. I wish someone else could have heard the music, too, so I wouldn't feel so alone in this. Investigation and order treatments for cybernetic degradation due to the salt air. Order a maglift coupler bracket. Investigate required spares for gas turbines and Warren Gate components. Order security latches for the maintenance lab. Check for new food and film catalogs. I fear... To Babs Darren. I fear that I may not express myself correctly if I try to tell you how much you mean to me. I am working on digging us out of the debt hole that I unwittingly put us in. I can only imagine the shock and disappointment you felt when you found out. I'm sure the investment was good, but I recognize that I have a lot to learn. Did he put all of their savings in NFTs? I mean, I know there are shysters out there who make you think that you have to get in on the ground floor. Well, I guess Kurt Dog got taken for a ride. I fully expect to repay the company and get you out of the debt holding facility in 5 years. I have a surefire way of making a ton of cash. I need to pay off a few game debts, and then I can get my system running again. You will always be right here in my heart, no matter where I am. Love, Kurt. Oh, Kurt. It looks like Babs is in debtor's prison, and it was Kurt who did it. And he's off on the oil rig trying to make the money back so he can get Babs out of there. I feel like Babs is not going to be especially understanding next time they speak. The pill pushers told me to start keeping a dream journal. So here it is, the same dream I have every night. I am in a magnificent chapel. Large red and black stained glass windows with emblazoned images of Jesus and Mary are staring back at me. 1,000 voices hum in the background. I look down and I have no arms, legs, or torso. My head is part of a seething mass of goop. I scream, and the entire mass vibrates, and I start humming the same tune. My lips are forced to move against my will. A human figure enters from the vestibule and tears my tongue from my mouth. I am forced to look at the figure. It speaks. I do not understand its speech. Father Melvin would be proud that 3 years of religious education have finally borne fruit. He has that every night, huh? It's quite vivid. I mean, I figure it would be the dream where he's at school and he hasn't studied for the test, or maybe that's the dream where his teeth fall out. You know, those dreams. It's not those dreams. Juka paste. 4x crates, 128x bags per crate. Don't confuse berry for strawberry again. No, those are two different flavors. They're not at all the same. 25 times BioDays suit gel packs. Order tube, cable, and piping spares for the mule, including replacing a mile of melted 10-inch steel core cable. What the hell could fry this line in the freezing Pacific? 2x calcium injector units for Dr. Elspeth. To Captain Haskeen. Captain, are there any issues with DS-15 outgoing mail? I've been trying to get a hold of my mother for the last month, and every message I've sent is still marked as pending delivery. I've combed my settings a dozen times. I'm hesitant to push too hard since Kane takes care of my mother as part of my contract, but she's the only reason I put up with this literally shit work and criminal pay. I spent the last 2 mornings unclogging sewage and scraping more of Kay's sorted experiments out of assorted containers. I think I deserve the right to check up on her. Can you help me out, Cap? For old time's sake. Personal log. Bell maintenance keeps tripping the electrics up here, which is a pain in my ass. Kurt, do this. Kurt, do that. Kurt, fix this. So I'm going to bypass Substation 1 and Substation 4, nuke them both from the system. Of course, that could result in a catastrophic fire, but that would be someone else's problem. No juice for the entire platform means a vacation for Kurt Dog. I feel like you probably shouldn't type this in your log if you're gonna do this. Probably don't want to leave this evidence. Personal log. The dreams have stopped, but the chorus has gotten louder. I can now make out some of the words. Apple trees and pear trees are in blossom. Mists above the winding river float. You said the dreams stop, but he can still hear this. Quarantine order. As a... That's odd. Personal log. Follis's drone races are on hiatus, which is bitter news. Worse yet, the quarantine went into effect before the last results, and payouts were distributed, so I'm left twiddling my thumbs, waiting for this whole thing to blow over. I can feel in my gut that I won something. Maybe even one big, and I can't help wondering if the greedy bugger isn't using the quarantine as a cover to cut me out. Yeah, surely he won this time. He hasn't won every other time, but surely this time he won big. He had to. Not found. 65 log entries were erased remotely. Personal log. Cap's wife came up from the mule in a body bag. Please keep me safe in your care, Kane. Help me to feel your presence and know that I am never alone. Protect me from all harm and guide me on my path. May your love and grace surround me always. Well, that's odd. Kane, I assume, is the corporation, and it sounds like he's praying to them. I mean, it's probably just normal. They probably just do that. Up there.
Generator, it's not spinning.
Explains why we didn't pick up any radio chatter. Think we can get it running?
Well, it's locked up, but yeah, looks intact.
Hold on, I'm coming up.
Okay, we're playing as her now.
I forget how frighteningly beautiful the ocean is at night.
Frightening's right. Especially during a storm.
Though there be fury on the waves, beneath them, there is none.
Says who?
Deep Sea 15. What is this place?
Who cares? Let's figure out if it's empty, claim the title, and get out of here.
Well, this one may warrant some overtime.
Should I go up here, or should we both look at the door?
Well, that looks heavy.
Yeah, no way I'm getting that open by myself.
I'm standing right here. You don't have to use the communicator. Now let's ping. Anything else we should look at down here? That's the PDA. Broken control unit. Well, we don't have a fixed control unit. Mm-hmm. JJ. It said this is full of spare parts, but it's green, so I guess we can't actually take any spare parts. Do you want this? I gave it to him, but... And now we can just switch between them at will. Can I use duct tape with this? Doesn't seem like she... I guess we could only look at this thing once. Do you want duct tape? Handy tape. This could fix a leak. Fuse is blown on it. Well, we need to find a fuse, but we don't have that.
Times like this, wish I had something to pray to.
Well, you can pray to the corporation.
Please, let this all be okay. Let it be okay.
I mean, it seems like the corporation is what people were praying to here. Should she have any thoughts about this? Does not seem so. You want to put this here? Well, no, it wouldn't be able to use it anyway. Oh, there's like a baby's crib here. That's a little odd. Probably nothing.
Hi, Moses. Silly bear.
Well, I believe she said I guess the battery isn't there anymore. The battery went back to a drone. Have to find another battery to put in the bear. What does she think about these bills? No thoughts about the bills.
I can do this.
Charlie, I mean it. We can't afford this right now.
What does that mean?
It means when risks catch up with you, they catch up with me too.
Well, I guess we're doing it anyway.
Charlie, goddammit.
I made it, Mac. It's fine.
It was fine this time.
I know my limits.
That's not the point. The point is if you get hurt with our debt, we lose the boat too. Haven't we lost enough?
That's why we're here.
This woman.
Haven't we lost enough? Like our child, Hope, whose crib is out by our boat for some reason. Look, it doesn't matter. It probably doesn't matter. There's something. Oh, there we go. Something way out here.
Looks like this is the only way in. It's rusted shut.
Headbutt it. It's cracked. It probably can't take that much. I mean, I don't know if the duct tape would be effective. Oh, okay. I was able to just take that off. Heavy-duty rod looks like it was part of a crane and was hastily jammed into the window hinge to keep it very securely shut. Can I break the window with it? Just smash the window with something heavy.
A lot of damage here. Storm must have done this.
Please be careful.
This isn't my first rodeo, Mac.
We've had many rodeos. Seems like you can run over it pretty fine. Well, of course she can't go back the way she came. As, that thing collapsed. Anything new happening with him?
Door won't budge.
Yeah. Rig this size, those bulkheads are magnetically sealed.
Can he punch it? Well, no, you can only punch things in your inventory. You can't punch something in the environment.
Something's not right. All this equipment, why would they leave it?
You've heard of gift horses, I presume.
Yeah. And Trojan horses.
Doesn't seem like... Oh, no, he can see it. He can see the crib as well. I was wondering if maybe it wouldn't be there for him. And we had a new observation when he went out to that top level. It did not seem like he could do anything new there. And there's this, but we can't interact with it. How we doing here? She's looking at this. She got this thing. The twisted rod. Can he use his masculine strength on the twisted rod? Oh, he can, yes. He straightened that rod out. That's a decent weapon. It might come in handy. Do you want the rod back? Doesn't seem that rod can be used here. Unless I can use rod with things. Can straighten rod now be used to fix a thing? No, it does not seem so. Is there anything you can do with rod? I mean, there's so many things you could do with a rod, I think. A rod and the will to use it. I don't know why it said that the rod would be a good weapon. Why would we need a weapon? It's an abandoned oil rig. What would we even use a weapon on here? There's no one here. Can I bang the rod on this? Does not seem so. Sure there's nothing you can do with this rod? I tried combining it with these. That didn't do anything. The last thing we did was get a straightened rod. But what here could use a rod? Really wasn't much on this side to look at. It seemed like the only thing I could actually interact with was the window. And I can't just bop this with, just can't bop it with the rod. But can he do anything with the rod? It's not really all that much for him to look at either. Well, he can look at the gorilla now. Do you want a rod? I mean, I didn't think so. I don't know what the rod would do in this case. Rod is not going to help with unopened letters or the picture. I mean, maybe we could pop the picture frame. Maybe we could do that. Nope, my inventory goes away when I do that. Use rod with crib? Probably not. Is there any pingable I mean, I read the PDA. Is there any pingable thing I've missed? Using the rod on the substation notice wouldn't really make much sense. This just has letters on it. Use rod on this. I mean, I can't interact with this. Rod or no rod. Open this a little bit. It does not seem like there's anything here I can interact with. It's odd because there's not a whole lot to look at. There's really only a few points of interest. And the last thing we found was her saying that this is the way inside, but it's rusted over. We took the rod out. Apparently the rod was keeping it shut. Can't turn that, it's too rusted. And these wing nuts cannot be turned at all. Didn't seem like any of the items we had did anything with this, including rod. It didn't seem like combining any of these in the engineering section did anything. Didn't seem like there was anything else to look at or interact with. Some things like the containers say that they have equipment, but it does not seem like we can actually interact with that and get them out. The equipment's inside. Yeah, her area to search is smaller than the other character. Unless there's just like a path I'm not seeing. There wasn't anything else with this PDA, was there? I mean, it was just the messages. We got the messages. I don't think there's anything additional we can get from that. Cell recharge station. 3 things we can look at in here: letters, bills, super toy. We can press the switch on the super toy. Nothing happens. I assume we would need to have like a battery in there for that to work. And we already looked at these 2 things. Out here we have this. It looks like we need something. Oh, wait. What did I... Oh, what? I guess I didn't click on that? Oh, I guess I didn't click on that. There was something up here that needed something. Can we use fuse? Or do we have to use it on... Do I give? And then she can fix.
These fuse boxes are tricky, but the control unit should work now.
Alright. And give. I don't know how they're giving these items back and forth to each other, but who am I to doubt professionals? Alright. So it working? I guess it working. Anything different where you are? Seems the same. I guess it's maybe the door down here that we opened a little bit. Okay, yeah, there we go. Graphene magnetic lock.
Need something to pry this lock.
Oh, you mean like something straight and metallic? Too bad someone lost our crowbar, isn't it?
Hey, that seagull was eating my sandwich.
I mean, seagulls will steal your food. They're very good thieves. All right, we got the rod. It's time for it's Rod's time to shine. Use rod.
And got it. Now let's get that power back on.
I would really appreciate that.
Out of fuel, looks like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, well, yes, I know who needs the rest away.
Rust in peace.
Good work there.
Thanks. Heading inside.
It's a big porthole. They usually don't come that big.
Whoa. It's dark. Power's off here.
Warning, elevated heart rate detected.
Oh my god.
Charlie. What is that?
It's a body.
Okay, that's it. Get back to the boat.
No, Mac. It's okay.
It's okay? It's a body. A really messed up one, too. We're out of here. Authorities can deal with this.
It's not like we haven't seen bodies before. Remember the Starfall?
That was different. It was a contract. We knew there was going to be...
And now we know the same thing here.
Charlie.
We can do this.
We don't have any idea what's going on here. Whatever killed him could kill us too.
Exactly. We don't know. We don't know if it's dangerous or if it isn't. So we stay until we find out.
Charlie.
Just a little further, Mac. We need this. We need it. You know I'm right.
A little further. The next time I call it. It's called.
Well, I can't really argue with him. I mean, it isn't just the body. It's specifically its flayed man. The final meal of a sacrificed man is spilled on the ground. In the dim light, the slaughter-soaked concrete glistens. I feel like just calling it a body is underselling it. Alright, is this the PDA of the body? Well, Stephen Cameron, technician. I've been assigned to assist Dr. Elspeth should she require anything to be lifted or transported. Apparently her bones are messed up. Soft as chalk. It feels like I am on Vulcan Death Watch again. Did I mention she smells like zinc and brimstone? I do like the video clips that they have, just panning and zooming in and out like that. I feel like the cameraman was not having his best day at Kane Corporation. 37 log entries were erased remotely. Sir, we've lost comms with the mule. Impossible to say for sure, but all the connections going dead simultaneously doesn't seem like mechanical error. I hear our occupying force is communicating below just fine. I guarantee they've noticed the mule's comms are down, and they don't seem bothered. Captain, my take. They cut the comms to control the flow of information from the mule. I don't want anyone learning about what's happening down there. If I'm right, they're doing cleanup rather than containment. And we need to make sure we don't start looking like we need a wash. Cap told me that most systems have been shut down remotely. Any attempt to use them brings up an error saying Deep Sea 15 no longer exists, as it's now been listed as lost. Yes, an error that it says that. I did stuff like this during my time with Blue Haven in the 70s. We called it a goat fuck operation. Evacuate what personnel and data we can, then burn the place to the ground. The standard procedure was to set the site to self-destruct. This buys time to generate plausible deniability and shape an internal narrative. I'm texting all channels. Is anyone there? The last thing I remember was helping move cargo, captain's orders, and then something heavy hit me on the head, knocking me out. Dr. Elspeth was the only one in the room with me. I woke up covered in blood and not a living soul around. What the hell happened here? A ton of debris washed up on the landing, life jackets and equipment from the Sebastian. I won't tell the captain. He's not coping well. Oh, sweet mother! The bell came back and something climbed out. I heard screams. They didn't sound human. Cap, I got the sentry gun up and running, and by some miracle, I also got the DNA sniffer working. So if we can get a sample from that skin job, we can target it specifically. I've seen these rounds perforate tank plating out in the field, so anything that gets so much as grazed will be reduced to chunky mints. The battery was fried, so I spliced its cabling into our power grid. It should stay operational while we have power, and it is ammo. Also, uploads to Luna finished while I was working, so they got whatever data they wanted. Soon after, the system started doing a local scrub of our servers. It took a while, but I managed to catch that it was scrubbing every mention of this operation from our systems. I have a feeling that our time is up. Tick-tock. That's all I hear. Goat fuck operations always end in a large explosion. Well, this one hasn't yet, I guess. The rig is still around. No explosion, then? Sid didn't make it. I heard him scream, and then he was gone. Cap, you were sleeping when I left. I'm heading out now to deal with the old generator. Gas needs a refill. I should be done before anything goes to hell. Lock the door just in case. Please, Cap. I need to head out to grab some supplies and start jury-rigging that long-range radio so this works out for our benefit. Sounds sentimental and somewhat ridiculous given the circumstances, but I'll grab some flowers from cold storage. I know Yvette loved yellow daisies. I would feel better if we sent her off respectfully. Chin up. See you soon, Cap. Did he see Cap soon? I have a feeling maybe he did not. Alright, well, that's JJ. Bowels. Out of order.
Look at this. Fuel cylinder resupply station.
Functional.
Looks it.
That'll come in handy.
Alright, well, here's this empty cylinder. Ooh, screwdriver. That's always useful. I press the symbols. There we go. It's full. Yeah, that didn't seem so good.
Mac, where are you? Where are you?
Stasis. All right, so that was a death. All right, so I should not use it. Is there a way to just set it to be off?
I get the feeling the solution on this one has to be more than one piece. Might need to look around for the answers.
Might need to look around. Alright, so the fuel just kind of splashed out. Can I interact? I can do that. Doesn't seem like anything's changing when I do that. See a screwdriver and duct tape. I suppose you could use either of these. Maybe this fuel cylinder could use some tape? No. What's the description say for a fuel cylinder? It's energy packed to the brim. All right, well, he said that maybe we need to look around. I'm not actually sure why we would need to look around. The problem was that it splashed fuel in his face. And this is just an exit. Would there be anything around that would actually affect the way this works? Activate these old rig turbines. A gas catalyst is used. The old mechanism powers the entire platform, which is rather remarkable. Magnet. Maybe a magnet's what's needed. There's nothing a straightened rod can't fix. So why did putting the fuel in kill him? Well, she can still look at it. Oh, wait, I can... Oh, yeah, the hose. We need a replacement hose. Can you fix the hose with tape?
And... voila! Airtight.
There you go again, using fancy words, making yourself look smarter than me.
Honey, I don't need fancy words for that.
All right, we got repaired hose. There we go. And in you go. No, that didn't seem to work quite right. There is an error. So what about it is the error? Like a little flame comes out, and then we get gas, and then these gauges start spinning. And I bang it with a screwdriver. I mean, probably not. Probably not. Can you... This fuel isn't working. Can you put it back in? Okay, so there's that. I guess we can refill it. And we do have this up here. It's like squares. Some of them are yellow, and then one of them is red. So they can either be on or off. Well, why was it that some of them were yellow? Only one was red. Why was there a difference between them? There's also like a slash, which might make me think you shouldn't have them on. Might make me think that. I don't know if that's what it's talking about. I guess... I mean, if there's only on and off... I guess there's kind of only two options that we would actually have. Let's see. So... Let's try first... Let's try with the ones that were marked as off. Well, give it a try. It did not work. Okay, we can try going the other way around on that. So this are yellow on the machine, but this one's red. I don't know why. Okay, no, I guess that was it. Okay, input correct substation sequence. Alright, so I guess let's take a look at that notice we saw. So we had AA, FG, JJ, AA. For some reason, JJ is circled. But we do have 4 of them listed in order, top to bottom. The top one was AA. And there was FG. And there was JJ. No. No, that's what it says. Just that they circled JJ. But why would JJ be more relevant than the others? We also did see another thing. With these letters on them. Which was this. So we're looking at those 4 going from top to bottom. We have AA, TK, JJ, AA. Though AA, TK, BN, and AA are crossed out. FG is not. I mean, FG and JJ are the only ones that don't have anything crossed out. But if we wanted to go with the order that was on that diagram, we had AA. Actually, TK is not listed, is it? Mm-hmm. Neither is BN. No, we know this doesn't work.
That diagram I saw back on the turbine. That might help me get this up and running.
We did consult that. It circled JJ. How do we think this plays into it? So, well, as far as that diagram goes, JJ was circled. So I don't know, maybe that's the first one. No. It's not as simple as that. Right, that diagram we saw on the turbine, that might help us. Well, we did see the diagram. Kurt Dog was saying that he was gonna bypass Substation 1 and Substation 4, which, might have caused a problem with the power, but that was gonna cause a vacation for Kurt Dog, even though that is causing us some problems now. Okay, yeah. 1 and 4 are not working.
And let there be light.
Good work. Problem though.
What?
Can't access the rig schematics. There's a security lockdown. Stand by.
Mapping vector updated.
Okay, I'm in. There's a control room through that sealed door on the upper deck. If we're gonna override the lockdown, that's where we do it.
Got it, I'll check it out.
She's in. But something else we hit an hour. I mean, I can't really think of a way to segue that. But we have done an hour of Stasis Bone Totem. Our happy couple are hoping to be able to, get some stuff from this abandoned oil rig, even though we found what seemed to be a ritually murdered body. It's probably fine. Look, I don't see anyone getting murdered right now. So you can't live in the past. You gotta live in the present, move into the future. Someone got killed earlier. Doesn't mean anyone's getting killed now. So you gotta take some risks to get the big bucks, which is what they're doing in Stasis Bone Totem.